TSA is rolling out a major change in February. Here's what you need to know. If you're planning on flying to friendly skies soon, be prepared with the right documents or to pay up. Starting February 1st, the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, is requiring a $45 fee for anyone planning to board without a real ID or one of the approved forms of identification. And no, that does not include your regular old driver's license. Federal Real ID requirements were originally introduced for domestic air travelers in May 2025. However, until now, anyone who didn't have a Real ID license or some other acceptable form of identification, like a passport, was still allowed to go through airport security, albeit with additional screening. As of February 1st, though, every person 18 or older attempting to board a domestic flight without a Real ID will have to dole out the $45 fee, or won't be allowed through TSA screening to board their flight. While TSA says that more than 94% of passengers already use their Real ID or other acceptable forms of identification, if you're one of those people who haven't updated their license or doesn't bring a passport to fly to Orlando or San Antonio, be prepared to pay. Per the TSA, anyone without Real ID will have to pay a $45 fee for a TSA Confirm ID process for identity verification upon TSA check-in and prior to entering the security line. What that process looks like will depend on the airport. The main takeaway from this is that the government really wants you to get a Real ID, so head to your local DMV, because your regular driver's license won't cut it, or be prepared to pay up. After February 1st, according to the TSA, the only acceptable forms of ID, and those who will be able to skip the $45 fee, include Real ID compliant driver's licenses or other state photo identity cards issued by Department of Motor Vehicles or equivalent. If you're not sure if your ID complies with Real ID, check with your State Department of Motor Vehicles. A temporary driver's license is not an acceptable form of identification. State-issued Enhanced Driver's License, EDL, or Enhanced ID, EID, U.S. Passport, U.S. Passport Card, DHS Trusted Traveler Cards, Global Entry, NEXUS, SENTRI, FAST, U.S. Department of Defense ID, including IDs issued to dependents, Permanent Resident Card, Border Crossing Card, an acceptable photo ID issued by a federally recognized tribal nation/Indian tribe, including Enhanced Tribal Cards, EDCs, HSPD-12 PIV card, Foreign Government-Issued Passport, Canadian Provincial Driver's License or Indian and Northern Affairs Canada card, Transportation Worker Identification Credential, TWIC, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Employment Authorization Card, I-766, U.S. Merchant Mariner Credential, Veteran Health Identification Card, VHIC,